everyone. My name is Eliana Robinson, and looking forward to we're talking to you guys today about our webinar, Verified First, Fast and Thorough Background Screening. I have Eric with me here today, and we're going to give everybody a few minutes to log in. So take your time, get familiar with our chat capabilities there under chat, and then we also have a Q&A section on there where you can ask questions. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so we can see the presentation today. Awesome. Great. Eric, can you see my screen there?
I sure can.
Awesome. And is it just showing the slides? Just want to double check that too.
That's what I'm seeing.
Awesome. Thank you. Awesome. Great. So we'll give everyone a little bit more time to log in. Want to thank everybody for joining us today. We are looking forward to an exciting discussion, and please use our chat functionality and just test it out, make sure it works. You can add there, where you're calling from, why you're here, what you're excited to hear about. I know we're very excited to work with BreezyHR today in a webinar to discuss background screening and how it improves the quality of hire. So I'm going to give everyone just a few more seconds here to log in. And then just a few housekeeping rules here. This session is being recorded. And we will be sending out a copy of that recording after the webinar. And with that, we encourage you to share this recording with any team members or colleagues that you feel might benefit with our discussion today. And then also, if you have any questions, we're going to provide some information at the end so you can reach out to Verified First. And then a reminder that there is a Q&A panel. So as we go along, if you have any questions, feel free to jump in and pose those to us by using the question functionality in your panel. So we'll try to get as many questions answered as we can. And if we don't get those questions answered, we will email you directly with the response. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and get started with introductions while everyone continues to log in. Great. So again, like I said, I will be your host today. My name is Eliana Robinson. I am the partner manager here at Verified First. And with me, I have Eric. Eric, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Eliana. So my name is Eric Seaman. I am the partner manager for BreezyHR. So it's my job to work with great partners like Verified First to help our clients improve their recruiting process overall. So great to be here.
Awesome. Well, thank you for having us. And we look forward to a great discussion today. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit about Verified First and who we are, and then I'll have Eric do an introduction on Breezy as well. So Verified First is a leading provider of background screening and drug testing solutions. We help organizations streamline their hiring processes and ensure a safe, compliant workplace. With a strong focus on innovation, Verified First integrates seamlessly with BreezyHR, and this makes it easier for businesses to conduct thorough background checks efficiently. So our user-friendly platform and exceptional customer service provides clients with a quick, accurate results and excellent support. Trusted by companies across diverse industries, Verified First enhances the quality and reliability of hiring decisions. So as we mentioned, we partner with BreezyHR to provide the easiest, most efficient way to be able to effectively screen employees. And we'll show you how that works later on in our webinar. But now let's dig a little bit more into BreezyHR. Eric?
Yeah, so BreezyHR is recruiting software that's designed to help growing companies streamline and automate their recruitment process. From creating and promoting job openings to screening candidates to collecting input from colleagues, Breezy helps companies find the right person for each hire.
Awesome. Thank you, Eric. And with that said, let's go ahead and take a look at a video here to dive deeper into background screening.
Hi, I'm Sarah, and this is Hank. Hank is applying to be a commercial driver at Acme. He appears to be a great candidate and has disclosed past infractions. However, he didn't mention he's been involved in multiple motor vehicle accidents and has had a variety of driving tickets. Additionally, he's been fired from 3 of his previous employers. With his history, hiring him might lead to a negligent hiring lawsuit and put your organization at risk. That's why vetting candidates like Hank through a PBSA accredited background check process is crucial to Acme. Not only can you reduce the risk of a bad hire, you can improve the accuracy and quality of hire. Revealing a candidate's history can help protect Acme and its employees. Not to mention, a bad hire can impact the retention of great employees you don't want to lose. To request a demo, visit verifiedfirst.com.
Awesome. So as background screening provides employers with information to determine whether someone will be a good fit for a position or not, failing to conduct a background check or ignoring the results of a background check can create risk to your organization. So let's dive deeper into the numbers. So why do bad things happen to good people? A recent study done by Aptitude Research discovered that 39% of companies are not screening every candidate for roles at their organization. This is why not knowing matters. While we like to think we can trust every candidate, the reality is that without conducting a thorough background check, your organization might be missing relevant and revealing information about someone's past. So not only do you want to create a safe environment for your employees, you also want to avoid potential legal challenges. If you're not screening for every employee, that could land you in hot waters for some sort of discrimination. So it's important to make sure your policies are company-wide and across the board. So bringing on a new candidate can be time-consuming and expensive. And we're going to look at those costs in our next slide. So you definitely want to make sure you're taking the time to have the confidence in your hiring process. So speaking of expenses, let's talk about the cost of a bad hire. That same research study done by Aptitude Research discussed a few costs associated with talent acquisition. The cost of talent acquisition on average is about $4,129. But the cost doesn't stop there. It's also important to account for ramp-up time as well as time to train a new employee. So when an employee isn't a right fit, it can cost a company 6 to 9 months of their salary to replace them. And these are costs you'd like to avoid if you can. So while conducting background checks isn't the only factor to consider when determining someone's position fit, it does help to establish their trust and credibility. So on our next slide, we're going to move into a poll question. So I'm going to read a little bit about this here. With the help of our HR technology solution, vetting candidates is much easier and it streamlines the hiring process. However, we recognize that there's a lot of changes every year, including organizational needs. So we'd be interested in hearing from you guys on what technology solutions you're considering to replace in the next 3 months. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up the poll question now. And so that's going to show up on your screen. You guys want to answer that poll question, it should pop up right away if you guys take a look. So let's go ahead and launch the poll question. Eric, I'm going to go ahead and read out the options here, but what do you think might be the answer to our viewers today?
Well, yeah, there's obviously a lot of changes that occur with companies and the decisions they make, and every company's going to look at that differently. It's certainly going to be interesting to kind of see what results are, because, you know, companies are obviously looking to maximize and make more efficient their recruiting tools. So looking forward to seeing the results.
Yeah, for sure. And it looks like we have people across the board. So if you guys want to take a look at that poll question, it is, what technology are you considering adding or replacing within the next 3 months? Our options here are applicant tracking system, employee performance management system, background screening, I-9 or E-Verify, or no replacements. Of course, we hope that you guys are here to learn more about our background screening. But Eric, do you have any insights on employee performance management system?
Well, yeah, so it's certainly something that we're seeing companies invest more in, and Breezy itself has actually created its own component called Breezy Perform, which is an employee performance management system. So if there are any Breezy users that are looking into that, we have a solution, and we'd be happy to chat with you about seeing if we'd be the right fit.
Awesome. Thank you. Well, it looks like we have a lot of answers here, and our top answer is still background screening, but definitely people interested also in replacing their applicant tracking system, I-9 E-Verify, and some of you have no replacements at all. So thank you all so much for, I'll go ahead and share that with you guys there, for answering that question. If you do still want to answer that question or did not have time to do so, we will have a survey at the end. Awesome. So let's go ahead and move forward with our presentation. Great. So now some of you have identified that background screening technology is something you're considering on replacing within the next 6 months or so. So let's dive into how screening impacts your organization. So according to the aptitude research, there are really a few unique ways that background screening impacts your organization. You are 2 times more likely to improve time to fill, 3 times more likely to improve quality of hire, and 2 times more likely to improve hiring manager satisfaction. So in our ongoing efforts to enhance HR operations, we've identified key areas where our solution can significantly impact your organization. Firstly, by improving the retention of quality employees, enhancing candidate experience, and ensuring the accuracy of your hires, we directly contribute to the overall strength of your workforce. So additionally, our solution promotes data consistency and accuracy across all hiring stages. So moving to the specifics of our offerings, our solution streamlines the entire hiring process, reducing the need of manual entry and thereby minimizing potential errors. So this also increases compliance with regulatory standards, giving you peace of mind. So we've integrated our services with BreezyHR through a simple browser extension, which further simplifies your workflow. So by automating these processes, your HR team can redirect their focus towards your value-added initiatives. If you guys have any questions, feel free to use the Q&A. Just kind of want to mention that is there, as well as our chat. So now some of you have identified, background screening, but we also have drug testing as well. So vetting and screening candidates and employees can go further than just background screening. So drug testing is also an important element. As you can see from this slide, the research shows that substance abuse reduces employee effectiveness, attentiveness, and generally drops the company's bottom line. $82 billion is lost in productivity each year because of substance abuse. So Verified First has one of the largest networks of drug screening partners and clinics all across the US. So you can save time and order the drug test at the same time as your background screen. So much like the laws for background checks, regulations, guidelines, and best practices for drug screenings are always changing as well. We can help you stay compliant and get business done the right way. So now with this in mind, let's jump in to our next poll question. Oh, sorry, let me just get that there. Okay, great. So our question today is, how many US drivers are arrested for driving under the influence of alcohol or narcotics annually? You guys can add this on the chat. This is just a fun question that we like to ask. Do you think that it's A, less than 50%, B, 100,000, C, 200,000, or D, more than 700,000? Eric, what do you think the answer might be?
You know, looking at this, it feels a little bit like a loaded question. I mean, all these numbers seem high, but I'm going to assume that it's probably higher than we think. So I'm going to go with D.
Nice. Yeah. I would, I obviously know what the answer is, but my first thought was always around C or B. I'd like to think that our roads are safe in the US. So let's see what our audience are saying here on the chat. We've got D here. Yep. Okay. I think Richard agrees with you there, Eric.
There we go.
So if anybody else wants to continue adding their questions, please feel free to do so. Awesome. So let's take a look at the answer. The answer is actually D, which you were right, Eric. So the reality is that that number is actually 1 million. 1 million US drivers are arrested annually for driving under the influence of alcohol or narcotics. Like when I first saw this number, I was blown away. This is a staggering number. When we think about an event like this, it could happen pre-hire, but it can also happen post-hire. So we get asked all the time how employers can stay ahead of any surprises that pop up after a candidate is hired. So to me, this is one of the biggest reasons why organizations should protect themselves and implement an ongoing screening policy, such as once a year or maybe even every 2 years. A lot can happen in that time, and unfortunately, we can't rely on employees to come forward when something like a DUI happens post-hire. So let's take a look to see how we can do that. Oh, sorry, we're actually going to go over one more point here. Let's talk about the pandemic and how it's impacted substance use. So according to the Center of Disease Control and Prevention, 13% of Americans started or increased substance abuse to manage their emotions connected to COVID-19. There are over 329 million people in the US, and that means more than 42 million people started or increased their substance use during the pandemic, causing a growing concern for drugs entering the workplace and impacting employees. So drug use is on the rise, and now is not the time to ignore it. So let's take a look now to see how we can help with that. So there are a few types of scenarios in which an employer might drug test. Of course, pre-employment tests are the most popular, but also for cause of reasonable suspicion, we do have an option for that, and also random drug testing programs. So Verified First offers a random drug testing program that allows you to continuously monitor drug usage in the workforce by selecting truly random individuals to test periodically. So I'm going to go ahead and stop there. We definitely went over quite a lot. And I'd love to, hear from you. Make sure you guys are using the Q&A for any questions, but you could also use the chat if you want to. But yeah, so next piece that we're going to go over is going to be I-9 and E-Verify, if there are no questions at this time. So again, we've talked about background screening and drug testing, which are not requirements for every organization. But I-9, on the other hand, is a requirement for employers in the US. So this 2-page form is the highest fined government form. It's only 2 pages, but it has a 70-page instruction manual. 76% of paper form I-9s have at least one finable error. and there are an average of 3.1 errors on each form, and it can cost more than $2,300 per substantial form I-9 error. So clearly this form is one that employers want to ensure they're compliant with. We partnered with Mitratech to bring our clients the ability to digitize their I-9 process, especially with the increase in remote work. Being able to streamline the onboarding process through a digitized collaboration makes all the difference. So our I-9 solution ensures compliance as it is fully encrypted and has a cloud-based solution that ensures data protection. Unfortunately, there is a lot of risk that comes with paper documentation, and this helps to keep your employees' information safe and secure, while also helping to keep you compliant. So this solution is already integrated with our platform and is just one more benefit that you get as a result of Verified First partnership with BreezyHR. Awesome. All right. Well, let's take a look to see how it works. I'm going to go ahead and share another screen here. So I'm going to stop sharing for a minute here. And we are going to see how the platform works. Okay. Can you see my screen, Eric?
I sure can.
Awesome. Great. So I'm going to show you guys how easy it is to screen within the BreezyHR platform. First thing you're going to do is you're going to go to the Google Store and you're going to download our extension. So you can type in Verified First. Of course, it should be the first one that pops in. I've already downloaded our extension for this presentation, but all you would do is click on that button and you can pin it right to the top. Once your extension is downloaded, you can log into your BreezyHR platform. And under the candidate that you want to screen, you will be able to see that extension here. So as you can see here, we already have the extension here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and place an order for our guy, Hank's Messenger. So to do that, all you have to do is click on Place New Order. And the information that you entered into the Breezy platform should automatically transfer over. If you don't have a middle name, for example, here, you can always add it in. You could always go back to the platform as well and add it there. We will need the first, the last name, middle initial, email, phone number, and then the state of employment. State employment is located are the important factors that we'll need in order to run the background screen. And then, of course, which background screens you would like to choose. So with this little pencil here, it pops open a window. So as you can see, you really never leave the Breezy platform. And you are able to place your order. So you can place anything from drug screening, background screening, verifications, as well as credit, financial checks, motor vehicle and driver, tenant, and healthcare. Once you've made your selection, you can then go ahead and process your order. One other options that we do have here is you can select positions. So you can have preset orders for certain positions that you want to continually run. Or you could do packages as well if your company does do certain types of screenings regularly. So once all that information is set and you're ready to send your invite, you go ahead and click Send Invite. This lets you know that this candidate has been screened in the past 90 days. So if somebody in the office has run that screen, you can go ahead and cancel instead of being charged for a screen. And then here, you could either send the invitation auto-ordered. So that means that as soon as the individual completes the invite, it will automatically be sent to be placed as an order, or you could do a manual order where you could review the data that was entered by the individual, and then we will manually, you could manually order the report. Another new option that we have is you could actually do the invites in English and Spanish right now. We are increasing our languages as well. So today we're just going to do it in English. But if you do have candidates outside of the US that you're running screens for, somebody who only speaks Spanish, you could use that option as well. Here you could choose your reason for testing. Now, this is because I chose drug testing. So today I'm going to go ahead and click pre-employment. And then here is 2 ways that you can send the invite. So you can send it via email, but you can also send it through as a text message, which is great as well. This here tells you that this number is not a mobile number that you can send text messages to. So I'm going to go ahead and unclick that for now. But they can receive it as a text message with a link. We have found that that shaves off about 8 hours of screen time because the candidate is able to fill out the information through their phone. So we're going to go ahead and click next here, and then we're going to click on send invitation. And that automatically sends the invitation to the candidate that you want to screen. So at that point, they receive an email or a link to their cell phone, and they can go through the process of signing up, of filling out the information that they need. If you notice here, it actually changed the button to waiting on applicant. So what that means is if you log into your Breezy platform, you will now see, now you could just log in and you can see it right up here where we are in the process. And at any point, you can click on view report. It will tell you the turnaround time on your background screening as well as drug testing. It will also kind of put them in order for you. So if you do have a pre-adverse action or an adverse action that you need to follow up with, it will let you know. The nice thing is that we do have a support team as well that can assist you with any questions that you might have. We do have batch orders, which a lot of people ask about. You are able to process batch orders as well. And you do have a downloadable file as well that you would be able to download and attach to your BreezyHR platform if needed. And that pretty much concludes our background screening. If you guys have any questions, again, please continue to use the chat functionality so that we can answer any questions that you might have at the end. Awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and continue on here with our presentation. Here, I'm just going to do an overview as well of what we kind of talked about. Some of the points that I do want to point out are our integration has no fees, so you could download the extension for free. We do integrate with BreezyHR, so that is free for you guys to download at any point. The connection takes about 15 seconds, so you don't need to get anybody from your IT involved. You can pretty much download the extension and begin using it. Again, one of the nice things is you never leave your HR solution, so it's just an overlap that you see there. That's really nice so that you can work through Breezy, but also be able to run your background screens. Again, we do have turnaround time transparency, so we will let you know exactly when your turnaround time is. And that is placed for every background screen, so you will see it kind of listed out for you. We do have a 98% customer satisfaction rating with our client resource, with our client support team. So if you have any questions about anything regarding your background screen, you do have that live person you can talk to. Our team for client support is in the US, so the US hours are always available to you guys. And we have no long-term contracts or monthly annual minimums. So we never will charge you for packages. You can create your own packages, and we only charge you when you run the background screen. So there's no annual amount that you need to pay for. And so you just, as you go, when you need to run that background screen, that is when we will go ahead and send you an invoice. Anything else you would like to add, Eric, or anything about Verified First or working with us?
Well, yeah. Well, first off, you guys are great to work with. I should start with that. And yeah, hopefully the people watching today can see just how easy the extension is to use. And we certainly get a lot of positive feedback on the ease of use with this and using the extension. And I should also mention that, yes, if you are listening to us today from the States, you have the ability to be able to run the checks that you need to. But maybe you are screening for somebody outside the States. There are options available for you as well. And for those that maybe are outside the US that are also looking for background check solutions, Verified First offers a number of international checks to be able to help with that. So, regardless of where you're at, they have options for you to be able to manage your background screening process.
For sure. Yep, and we can go over that next. I can go here. All right, great. So for background screening internationally, we do have the option to run background screens internationally. One thing that we do require is to have a US or Canadian presence with an address. So Verified First offers comprehensive international background screening services to meet your global needs. Some of the options here that we cover are criminal records, employment verification, education verification, and more across various countries. We do have a list that we can provide for you. One of our experts, background screening solutions, they can kind of go over that with you. So if you have more questions about running background screens internationally, please feel free to use us as a resource so we can kind of go over what that would mean for you. So we ensure compliance with international data protection laws, and we deliver accurate and reliable results. So this process is streamlined to integrate seamlessly with BreezyHR's system. So you can order your background screenings right over that overlay, providing the same level of efficiency and user friendliness as domestic services. So how can you learn more about this? We're going to go over your questions in just a minute, but we're here to help you. So please, if you have questions regarding our international background screening, or if you want to learn more about our domestic background screening, drug screening, I-9, E-Verify, please feel free to reach out to partner at Verified First. We're also going to have a survey at the end that will allow you to fill out your information. So that way, if you do want to get in contact with one of our experts, we're here to answer your questions and go over anything you need. So I will take a look to see here. It looks like Lauren has been answering some of our questions here. So let me take a look to see if you guys have any questions at this time. Feel free to add them here. All right, great. Not seeing too many. Let's see. Oh, great. So it looks like we had a question around turnaround time. Yep, our average is about 46.7 hours. Super quick. Also, we do have some screening that are even quicker than that. Again, we are very transparent with our turnaround time. So please feel free to ask one of our experts if you do want to know a little bit more, because some of them can be instantaneous as well. Awesome. The average cost per screen. That's a great question, and thank you. Most people ask that, but yeah. So our average cost per screen. We have over 100 different services that we offer. So we really customize to your needs and how many screens you're going to be running. But typically we're somewhere between $20 to $35 per screen, depending on the type of screen that you're looking for. What I always recommend is having that conversation with our experts, because we can definitely find solutions to save you money. We are definitely looking to grow. So by having that conversation, we're going to do our best to make sure that you get the best pricing. Some other questions that typically get asked, if you wanted to integrate with Verified first, what would that timeline look like? You're welcome. Again, it's very simple. Feel free to, you just download the extension. Everyone on this call is able to do that right now. If you want to download the extension, you should see it on your Breezy platform, even if you do not have an account with us. It's very simple, so you don't have to get product involved. Another question that we get asked a lot is, what does it look like to onboard? So you would be able to before you run your first background screen, you would need to sign an agreement with us. We'll go over pricing and everything else. Then we put you into onboarding, where we're going to create your portal for you so you can run your background screens. That typically takes about a week and a half to create. Sometimes it's only a couple of days, depending on how robust you need it. And then we have a trainer who can go over everything with you. So if you need more assistance or you want your team involved, we do have that availability for free, where we are going to train you on the portal. And then after that, you do get an account manager who would be able to assist you regularly. But you also have the partnership team here at Verified First, who will be able to assist you as well, since we are partnered with Breezy. And that's all we got for today. Before anyone hops off, so please stick around for a brief post-webinar survey that will pop up as soon as this discussion ends, so we can gather your feedback on today's presentation. And if you indicate you'd like to learn more about Verified First, then we will have one of our background screening experts reach out to you to discuss your organization's need. So we look forward to hearing from you guys, and we hope you all have a great rest of your day. Thank you. Awesome. Thank you, Eric, and thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks. It was a good
Awesome.
webinar. You did great.
Thank you.